Welcome back, bigots. Voto 1348 just released a demo, and the player count is abysmally low. When I say low, I mean the game can barely surpass 100 players. Ouch. Take a look at this screenshot. 122 peak players, and with only 53 players playing now. That is the recording of this video, so keep that in mind. And in case if you're wondering if there's any connection between the low numbers of players and the developers, yeah, there just might be. Take a look at this post from the official 1348 X account. Don't forget to wish list and note the release date on your modern agenda. Heart emoji. Wink, wink, shrug, shrug. Very professional, guys. Very professional. I'm pretty sure Pronouns Incorporated over here thought their cheeky snark would own the chuds. But the numbers just don't add up. But there's something else I wanted to address that I found pretty odd. You see, the developers are claiming that the game has just hit the 100,000 wishlist mark on Steam. I would clap and say, well, good for you, but with their player count currently for their demo, where is that 100,000 people? Where are they? I'm only seeing 122 peak players. So the math ain't mathing. And again, I'll be honest with you guys. If I hear of a demo for a game I'm really looking forward to, I'm going to download that demo so fast. In fact, I have in the past. Here's a screenshot of my demo of Resident Evil 3. I couldn't wait for that game to come out. And so when I found out that there was a demo for it, I downloaded it swiftly and played the crap out of it. 5.3 hours for a demo, that's pretty good, I would say. So, I don't know what these people are talking about, but I mean, the situation boils down to most gamers deciding that, well, they're just not going to waste their time with a game about a lesbian Joan of Arc caricature. I mean, it's not just not appealing to most gamers. This game looks like the antithesis of what gamers want. But when you try to express that to these petty tyrants, they just deny it or become irate. Either way, it was sometimes a mixture of the two. They become irate because when a group of people such as us, my dear viewer, when we've simply refused to play their game, they're upset by the non-compliance. That's really what it is. That's more or less the psychology of it all. I mean, but you have to remember, no one is compelled to play their game. So, naturally, the only recourse that they have left is sniveling snark. They sneer modern agenda because it's true. They can't hide it anymore, and denial is simply laughed off now. Like, denial used to work, but again, they can't really do that anymore because it's too obvious. And we've seen this exact playbook before, haven't we? They make snide comments about the agenda, or they outright promote the agenda themselves, and when the game fails, they act as if nothing happened. Again, we've seen this. Remember a Saints Row reboot? When people said, well, this game looks bad, and they replied with, well, then don't play it. If you don't like it, don't buy it. We don't want you over here. Then the game failed. It tanked terribly. They keep doing this. Are they stupid? Not changing their behavior is costing them money. But, I mean, okay, keep doing what you're doing, I guess. Enjoy unemployment, I guess. But, I mean, doesn't that whole process, doesn't this entire cycle make anyone else, curious about why they keep doing this? Am I the only one who finds this pattern of behavior suspicious? How many failures does it take for these studios to change their behavior, to change their approach? How many times do their games need to fail for them to say, okay, we need to make money now? How many times? And that's what really weirds me out about all this. They act insane. They keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Again, remember when Dragon Age the Veilguard came out and then their entire writing crew got canned? You guys remember that? Well, if you don't, here's a nifty little article for you to read the headline for. It looks like the entirety of Dragon Age the Veilguard's main credited writing team is now no longer working at BioWare. Okay, so we could take a few guesses here. Let's put on our thinking caps and think of different reasons why they left. So it's not all just right-wing supremacy over here. For whatever that means, right? So they could have left because maybe the writers saw the failure of their game and said, all right, we're going to jump ship and go somewhere else. Maybe it could have been that. They could have just straight up gotten fired because their writing's bad. They could have just left when, perhaps they aren't woke themselves, but were forced to write these woke storylines, and after the failure, they said, all right, we got to jump ship. Who knows? Who knows the real reasons why, right? And maybe it's a combination of all of the examples I've made, right? Who knows? Who knows? But again, as I've said before, there's this cycle of creating a game the studios know won't sell enough. They double down on the propaganda, the game fails, then they lie to themselves and others, claiming victory as they sit there with a bloody nose.
Why? I'm bleeding, making me the victor.
So, I ask, is it weird if I were to guess, if I were to postulate, that these studios are getting outside funding, maybe? Maybe that's why they seem so unbothered by massive loss? That's the only thing that I can think of, is that they're receiving money from outside sources, and so they're so nonchalant about their failures because, it wasn't their money to begin with. I mean, again, call me conspiracy theorist all you want. If you haven't been reading the news lately, especially with the whole Epstein thing, conspiracy theories at this point are just prophecy. Okay, so call me a conspiracy theorist, because probably within a couple of months, I will be proven right. Gosh, man, this is just getting insane. So, now that I'm done with all that, I want to balance everything I've already just said with another example of something. I want to contrast what's happening with 1348 with a different game. Check this game out. It's called Windrose. It's a PvE survival game. Not really my thing, but there's a market for that. But anyway, I check out the numbers here. 88% approval rating so far, and 20,000 players. 20,000. Over 20,000 people have downloaded Windrose and are trying it out. And 1348 can only garner 122? Guys, come on. Something is fishy with that 100,000 wish list. I'm calling a ploy of some kind here. All right, something's going on. Now, it would be a massive understatement, in my opinion, to address the gargantuan gap between normal gamers like us and you, my dear viewer, and the petty tyrants also known as the Rainbow Cult. There's a huge gap between us. You want to see that gap in real time here? Check this out. Oh, Michael. I've had my run-ins with this guy before. He's not bright. So, Pirate Nation said this. What's the exact target audience for this? And these are all 4 protagonists for 4 different games. You got Heretic, the Prophet, something or another. I can't remember the name now. Voto, 1348 over the right-hand side, upper right-hand side, lower left-hand side is Star Wars Outlaws, and the lower right-hand side is Fable. So you got 4 separate games here, but as you can see, they all look a little hard up. Why? Why do they do this? Michael's answer to this is people that aren't incels and misogynists. I guess we're all incels then. I guess the 20,000 people playing Windrose are incels. I don't even know what to say to these people anymore. They become further and further embedded into their insanity. There's no way for them to come out of it. And here, you want to know what I really think about all this? You want some inside baseball? Here, I'll give you some inside baseball. I think, again, this is my own personal take on the matter. I think that they have been operating within their worldview for so long that to admit they were wrong is to admit their entire worldview is wrong, and they can't have that. If they were to admit that they're wrong, it means everything else that they believed is wrong. Because their entire worldview encompasses everyone else being morally inferior to them. That's their entire platform. Have you noticed that? I've noticed that. I've noticed that pattern of behavior. People like Michael believe, and again, Look at that screenshot. Look at what he said. Incels and misogynists. He's making a moral judgment on people who do not play the same games that Michael plays. Allegedly, I say play, because I doubt these people actually play games. He's making a moral argument. He's telling you that you are morally inferior to him because he knows what's right. He knows what's morally acceptable. He plays the morally acceptable games. These people are brainwashed. I don't know how else to say it. They're tyrannically motivated, brainwashed sheep that don't know that they're brainwashed sheep. I don't know how to make this concept any easier to understand. They're nuts. I'm sorry, guys, but they're nuts. Man, it doesn't matter how many failures. And let me tell you, I don't think Heretic, the Intergalactic Heretic Prophet, that's the stupid name of the game. So I doubt that game's going to do well. Now, it may do, I might break even. You know, I'm willing to be a little charitable and say the game might break even, but I'm noticing a trend online, and there's not a lot of people that like Naughty Dog anymore. So, take that with a grain of salt. I'm not Nostradamus. I can't know the future. I just notice patterns and call them out. So, that's all the time I have for this video. If you like what you heard, please like and subscribe. Do all the happy, fun, social stuff. You can find me on Gab. I'm still there. I'm a fun guy. I'm on X. I also have a backup channel on Odyssey, which will be useful, I'm sure, one day soon. I'm sure. Until then, you all know what to do. You know what to do. You know what it is. Have fun.